So I'm turning the big 5-5 next month, but physically, to be honest, I feel more like a 72-and-a-half-year-old man who's lived the life of 3 men put together. The teacher, Mr. Dickson, had a habit of asking really strange questions to his students. And one day he asked his 4th graders if anyone knew how to put 2 holes into 1 hole. And since no one was able to answer the question, he told the kids to go home and ask their fathers to see if they knew. The kids came back the next day and no one knew the answer. "Look," said Mr. Dickson, quite enjoying himself now, while holding his index finger against his thumb, forming a little 0. "This is 1 hole. My nose has 2 holes. And I can put my hand over my nose and make my nose holes appear inside the other hole." "All right," said the children. Next day, little Johnny stood up and said, "Mr. Dickson, my dad wants to know if you know how to put 5 holes into 1 hole." Mr. Dickson said, "Well, I be damned. I don't know how to do that. Did your father tell you how?" "Yes," said little Johnny. "He asked me to tell you to take a flute recorder thingy, shine it up really nice so that it's a mirror finish. Then, when it's all nice and shiny, turn that sumbitch sideways and shove it straight up your candy ass."
If you smell!
What song does Trump play while going to a Mexican family's house? When Hugh Hefner died, did he really go to a better place? What do pimps and farmers have in common? They both need a hoe to stay in business. I would like to point out that beautiful has a U in it, but quickie has you and I together. Oh! After 25 years of marriage, I still get blowjobs. But if my wife ever found out, she'll fucking kill me. Oh! Me. I know a gay guy that sounds like an owl. Friend. Who? What do you call a dictionary that's hooked on some heavy drugs? A dictionary.
What you talking about, Willis?
The Tony Tunes Weekly Words of Wisdom.
Never mind. You were too stupid to understand it the first 2 times, so I give up explaining. We should hang out soon. Something nice you say to someone you know you're never gonna see again. Texting. A great way to miscommunicate how you feel and misinterpret what other people mean. When someone calls me ugly, I get real sad and I give them a big strong hug. Because I know that life can be pretty difficult for those who are blind. "Answer all of my questions or I'll cut your legs at the knees," said my interrogator. I did pretty well for a while, but eventually he stumped me. Men, always, and I mean always, marry an ugly woman. A beautiful one will leave you, and an ugly one will too. But you just won't care as much. A friend of mine asked me to support a beautiful gym he just opened up where the entire staff asks you a series of annoying questions every so often for the entirety of your stay. Yeah, he named it Jehovah's Fitness. One day, Johnny was answering all the questions right in class. Girl, wow, what an absolute nerd. Teacher, be nice. He might be your boss one day. Johnny, I don't think so, miss, 'cause I don't plan on being a pimp. Oh! Teacher, kids, what does chicken give you? Students, meat. Teacher, very good. Now, what does the pig give you? Students, bacon. Teacher, great. And now, what does the fat cow give you? Students, homework. Friend, I'm going to ask you some questions, and the answer to all of them is addicted. If you drink too much alcohol, what are you to alcohol? Addicted. If you smoke too much weed, what are you to weed? Addicted. If you gamble too much, what are you to gambling? Addicted. So, what was slapping you all over the face last night?
What you talking about, Willis?
Me. Squirting isn't real, right? It's just urine, right? Interviewer. I meant any questions about the job, jabroni. I believe that if we were smart, we would wait for life from other planets to come to us. Why do we gotta do all the work?
Ground control to Major Tom.
Science professor. If a girl falls unconscious, give her mouth to mouth, blowing air into her lungs, and keep on pressing her chest with both palms in quick succession. Are there any questions? Student. Yeah, how do you make her unconscious? Knock, knock, who's there? Dumbbell. Dumbbell who? Dumbbell doesn't work, so I had to knock. Has anyone ever wondered how come Tarzan doesn't have a beard down to his knees? I mean, he's only been living in the jungle for 50 years. Bad pickup line number 15,515. Guy. Ah, crap. Something's wrong with my cell phone. Girl. Oh, really? What is it? Guy. It's just that your number's not in it. When I went to Comicon, all I could think about is how happy all of these people's moms must be to have the house all to themselves for a few hours. Cause only a Canadian could get a #1 song on the Billboard charts called Sorry. How do you know Justin Bieber is Canadian? This blonde singer on our cruise ship seemed to be skipping one note in every song. And she told us that she was scared of getting lost at sea. So I was thinking about buying myself a leaf blower, but I want to make sure I understand the rules. So we just blow the leaves at each other's houses, right?
What you talking about, Willis?
When Jane first met Tarzan in the jungle, she was instantly attracted to him, and during her questions about his life, she asked him if he had ever had sex. Tarzan not no sex, he replied. Then Jane explained to him what it was, and Tarzan said, Oh, Tarzan use knot hole in trunk of tree. Horrified, Jane said, Tarzan, you have it all wrong, but I'll show you how to do it properly, okay? So she took off all her clothes and laid down on the ground. Here, she said, pointing to her privates, you must put it in here. So Tarzan removed his loincloth, showing Jane the size of his considerable manhood. He stepped closer to her and then kicked her right in the crotch. Jane rolled around in severe pain and agony for what seemed like an eternity. Eventually, she managed to grasp for air and screamed, What did you do that for? And Tarzan replied, Check for squirrel.